One of the leading dairy farms in Northland for milk production is also a showplace for biodiversity and sustainable farming. The Alexanders operate a dairy farm and a nearby beef farm, plus some leased land in the upper Mangakahia River Valley northwest of Whangarei. They started share milking on the Alexander family farm in the mid-1990s, progressed to ownership in 2001 and have more than doubled milk production per hectare during their time. The Holstein Friesian herd has a breeding worth of 149, which puts it in the top 5% of herds nationally. In the severely drought-impacted 2014 season, the cows produced 1,452 kgms per hectare and 523 per cow. It is a high-input system with an emphasis on homegrown crops and silage from maize, oats, pasture and red clover. The innovative use of red clover crops for 3 silage cuts a summer requires careful establishment and weed control, and extra care when harvesting to avoid leaf loss, but also to make sure the stack is not too wet. The Alexanders have achieved yield of 15 tonnes per hectare of high-protein silage at 10 cents per kilogram dry matter, compared to maize at 12 cents per kilogram and grass silage at 15 to 18 cents. The judges were particularly impressed by the decisions made for appropriate land use on the 126-hectare milking platform. These include retirement from grazing of steeper areas for the planting of a range of production forestry species and the preservation of regenerating native bush areas, plus diligent weed and pest control. The Alexanders farm is a challenging combination of hill country, erosion-prone gullies, wetlands and river flats subject to repeated annual flooding. They have consistently demonstrated willingness to think outside the square, be innovative and make progress towards true sustainability. Judges' comments: have carefully matched land uses to the capability of the various land types for sustainable production. Show attention to detail with careful feed and financial budgeting and well-constructed and maintained assets. Nutrient management is well understood and is being done not because it's an industry requirement, but because it makes good business sense to do so. Profitability of farming system has been increased by careful feed and financial budgeting, attention to detail, and wherever possible, adding value.